Kitchener-Conestoga.
Thanks, Speaker. My question is to the Premier. A year after I tabled the Ontario Service Dog Act, those with disabilities requiring service dogs still await the legislated accommodations they should already be guaranteed. And so while the Premier makes her Sudbury bribery trial debut tomorrow, we will be continuing to fight for the rights of children with autism here at Queen's Park. We will continue to fight for the accommodations that have been denied to a 9-year-old Kitchener boy with autism, Kenner Fee. Accommodations that should be guaranteed and yet denied by the Waterloo Catholic School Board and now the Human Rights Tribunal. Will the Premier join our fight for this vital access and step in to ensure Kenner and other children with autism don't have their required service dogs taken away from them when they get to school?
Good question.
Minister responsible for accessibility.
Minister.
Thank you, Speaker. I want to thank the member for this important question. Of course, our government's very committed to continue to break down the barriers faced by people with disabilities and those needing supports and accommodations, whether they're students, adults, people at work. The laws pertaining to service animals are very clear, Speaker, and accessibility means giving people of all abilities that right to participate in everyday life. So we have standards in place. And organizations must allow a person with disability to be accompanied by a guide dog or other service animal in public areas. The standards, the accessibility standards, do not define what type of animal is considered. And we know that guide dogs are also covered as part of the Blind Persons Rights Act. So we have standards in place around service animals. We have laws there, and I know the Minister of Education will follow up in the supplementary in terms of the issue in the school board in question.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Perhaps so, because we all know, and in this particular case, schools are not public facilities and therefore are denied. So AODA regulations already mandate service dog accommodations, as the Minister mentioned, and the Ontario Human Rights Code speaks to the duty to accommodate persons with disabilities. Doctors, teachers, and international training schools have all testified of the importance of 9-year-old Kenner's service dog, Ivy. Yes, yet Kenner is still denied a service dog at school. What's worse, Kenner is one of many with autism, PTSD, hearing, or other disabilities requiring service dogs being denied access. So while Ontarians raise their voices with my petition to open access to registered service dogs and owners, I'm asking the Premier to save us the signing, sending, and tabling of that petition. If she believes in accommodations for service dog users, she could step in today.
Question.
Will she do it? Will the Premier step in and ensure the public accommodations Kenner and so many requiring service dogs should be already guaranteed?
Thank you.
Good.
Minister. Minister.
Okay.
Minister.
Sorry, my apologies. Minister of Education.
Thank you. Minister of Education.
Thank you, Speaker. And Speaker, I know that this has been a challenging situation for Kenner and his family. And while the Ontario Human Rights Commission has ruled in favour of the board in this instance, Mr. Speaker, we expect school boards to consider the needs of students and to put those needs first and foremost in every decision that they make. And that includes appropriate accommodations and supports for students in our school, so that they can be successful, Mr. Speaker. And that is why we are working to put together accessibility standards for education, and that's something that we're in the process of developing, Mr. Speaker. Because we want to have programs and supports in place, whether that means individual accommodations, having extra time, physical alterations to the classroom, and that.
Thank you.